Are we ready to start? Yeah. Yes. Okay. So my name is Sabrina Fadanelli, right? I also am going to present, as Attorney has already done, as a lot of people, I'm going to present my research, my final project for the post-graduation in teaching and learning English, right? I have already written my email on the board. If you want, I will send you my presentation, and I can also send you my final project. It's kind of heavy, but I can if you want, right?
But it's worth reading.
Yeah. Because I am the same as Vivian this morning. She wants to save the trees, and so do I. Right. So anyways, I will try to go through it as fast as possible because I know we have other things going on. Using the JAM approach to help learners of EFL, English as a Foreign Language, optimize their comprehension of key ideas in listening. At first sight, we think, okay, but what does studying JAMs has to do with listening? Because it sounds really weird, right? Even my orientator looked at me and said, are you sure? And then I said, no, I guess it can be done. And I will show you that it could be done, right? Well, I had this idea when I read a research conducted by Christine Gaw in 2000, and she identified a difficulty that some students of second or foreign languages have to understand key ideas from what they hear, like the most important things and the things that determine the meaning of what we are listening to, right? And I remembered, and as you also probably know, that our students most of the time, or a lot of times, have these difficulties. You play like an audio for them, and they look at you, that face, I didn't understand anything, right? Or a movie. I know movies are harder, but even a recording that is appropriate for their level, sometimes they look at you with that hopeless face, right? And you feel like you want to jump out of the window, but you can't help them, right? We can try. Oops. Again, then our own students face difficulties when trying to identify key ideas from a listening piece, resulting many times in frustration to a lot of them. And then when you say, now we're going to practice listening, and they say, how boring, right? I hate listening. And then, because of that, I developed a little listening diagnosis, okay, to several groups of adult intermediate students. And really the results were what I expected, right? They had, they could identify genres in different listening pieces, but really they could not connect these genres to help them identify key ideas. Right? So they could not make the connection that actually happens between one topic and the other. Well, then of course I did a lot of literature review. I had to read a lot about listening and genre. There's lots of material. Then two basic definitions of listening for us to start understanding the rest of the process. Listening is part of the interaction between receiving oral stimuli and nonverbal systems that people can use to communicate. So when we listen, we not only use our ears and our brain, we also need to pay attention to a lot of other things, the context. When we're talking to someone, their expression, their gestures, right? And Brown, in 1994, said that listening is a process of comprehension, which involves the psychomotor ability to receive sound waves through the ears and transforming these sound waves into brain impulses. This is the physical part, right? And then an interactive process, the mental part, that involves, and after we're going to see the connection of these with the genre part, right? Determination of type of event in speech. So when we're listening to a person being interviewed, right? First, we need to, if we like turn on the TV, we see a person being interviewed, even in our own language. First, we need to get acquainted with the type of event. Okay, oh, okay, that's an interview, right? Inference made about the objectives of the speakers. When somebody asks us a question, for example, using Antoni's example, right? Like, okay, your new boyfriend or girlfriend comes to have dinner in your house, right? And then your mom asks him or her, do you like chicken? What she actually means